teman-teman, jumpa lagi di Mecha Innovator Game. Kali ini kita akan melanjutkan gameplay dari The Legend of Heroes Trial of Cold Steel ya, yang kemarin udah nyelesain questnya semua. Sekarang tinggal balik ke penginapan berarti ya. Dan sekarang kita berarti langsung balik ke penginapan. Kalau gitu langsung aja kita mulai. Penginapan itu di situ. Iya, kalau balik ke penginapan hari pertama selesai. Memang udah selesai kok. Ya udah kita langsung balik aja berarti. That's siapa kakaknya? Oh, bapaknya ternyata. Father. What? I'm terribly sorry for not coming to greet you, Father. I'm here, but for a short time I uses have returned to enough. Alborea. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you are here. However, you will do nothing that brings shame upon myself nor upon the Alborean name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, Father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my class? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. What was that all about? That's not really. That was the almighty Duke Alborea, was it? The head of one of the four great houses and the man in charge of this entire province. Indeed, and by some strange twist of fate, my father as well. You see, I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our room then find something to eat? That sounds good to me. That. I'm starving. At this point, Rean and the other returned to their room for a much-needed shower. Then, after a short rest, they headed to a restaurant in Central Plaza for dinner.
breeze here feels wonderful.
The food was delicious too.
Agreed.
I can see why this restaurant is popular with the nobles. Do you dine here often, Eustace?
I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food.
How typical. Even in your dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury. Though I can't deny the quality of the food.
It wasn't just tasty, but warm too.
Yes, for a high-class restaurant, the chef seems to have used a lot of very healthy ingredients. Perhaps he's doing his part to ensure Eustace stays in good health.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder what Group B is doing right now.
We had this exact same conversation in our group last month, too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Arc. Probably nothing to worry about.
It was Celtic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night?
Yeah. After dinner, we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask?
Well...
Nowhere near as peacefully as now. This is a big improvement.
I kind of figured that much.
We are doing much better this time. That much is true.
Huh? And I'm sure our reports will reflect that.
It is an improvement, though I'm not convinced it's good enough.
It's not?
I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? And I'm referring not just to the monster encounter, but to the handling of our other tasks as well.
We'll just have to try and make up for it in the day we have left. Besides, we had the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem.
Yes, that's true.
Iya sih, karena kemarin diseldik.
First we find out taxes are rising throughout the province. Then we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related.
I have no intention of denying it.
But you're only looking at one side of the coin.
But you're only looking at one side of the coin.
Well...
100 or two, I'd guess.
Precisely. The Imperial Army's military capabilities are enormous. This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent, and roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control.
So you're suggesting that's why the provincial army needs to bolster its forces?
Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all...
Ah, the travails of youth! How noble and beautiful they are!
Oh alah, orang ini lagi ada.
It's you!
Baron Blue Blanc, I believe?
It's such an honor that you would remember a mere baron. I see you've completed a hard day's work already. How splendid!
Yes, nearly.
What about you?
Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
I most certainly will. Though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if but faintly, with the scent of steel. I'd heard that Duke Alberea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks. Would you not agree, my friends?
I don't like your implications.
And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate.
Oh, please do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end. Be it the lovely luster of success or the sad splendor of failure.
Who does he think he is? This is why I can't stand nobles.
I thought you might say that. If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with.
What?
His behavior seems so exaggerated. Almost as if he's trying to act like the quintessential noble. Like he's fulfilling the stereotype.
Yeah, something about him feels off to me, too. But what's even stranger is that he knew we only have one day left here.
You're right.
We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here.
Between him and that silver object, we've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today.
Well, tomorrow's the end of our stint here. We can't let ourselves get distracted. We still have a lot to do.
That's right. We have to do our group proud.
Exactly.
We should return to the hotel and begin work on our reports then.
Oke, balik ke hotel buat bikin laporan untuk hari ini. Udah pada tidur, tapi yang cowok belum pada tidur.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
What?
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
Matiasnya belum tidur nih kayaknya.
He's my uncle, on my mother's side. Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences, but you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
I am?
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. There wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health and for your reputation, that selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance after all.
I know it can, and you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now? I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah, but for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow.
I agree. It wouldn't be fair. I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
Iya, Makiasnya belum tidur. Dia denger. Dan hari berganti.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Oke, udah di hari berikutnya. Here is the envelope Lord Rufus entrusted to me. Please take it and study its content well. Oke, dapat amplopnya yang kayak biasanya. Thank you, much appreciated. If you'll excuse me, then should you require anything further, please don't hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brother given us for today. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious. Oke, field study day 2 assigned task. Dan ini North Crescent Highway Monster sama The Bite of Nostalgia. Mungkin selesaiin satu dulu aja deh. Oke. Another well-balanced assortment. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intend to give us a first-hand look at the problem between the noble and the commoner? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure does seem that way. I believe that enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Tristan. We should get set out as
Eustace Alberea.
Kenapa?
What is it, Machias Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you...
Ya, kamu dengar percakapan tadi malam ya?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing! I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Rean and...
Ketahuan.
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Lord Eustace.
Ada apa?
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
Oh,
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bereahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course, however, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion. So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Excellency may feel some regret regarding his demeanor.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't...
Huh. You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Ada bau-baunya mau ada bencana.
All right.
Ada
Let's meet back
masalah.
in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh, certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Rean, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second on our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously.
Monster aja, boy.
And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
Oke, Eustace
I
keluar
can't
dari
hear
party.
you.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
Mana ya?
Right.
Mungkin ke itu juga ke restoran kayaknya ya. Ngapain di situ? Salah jalan. Kemana sih naiknya restoran? Oh ya. Greeting and welcome. Hello, Hamon. We're here to take up your request, but I'd like to thank you for the delicious meal last night first. It was good. I'm pleased to hear that. But I ask where Lord Eustace is to. He was called back to the mansion, I'm afraid. We have planned to meet up with him in the afternoon, however. Is that so? It's too bad Eustace isn't here considering this request is from his uncle. Anyway, about your request. Yes, as you read, I would like you to gather some ingredients for Are you all currently free? If so, I will explain the detail of what I need. Take up the request. Yes, we can take it up now. Please go ahead and explain. The request mentions something about making a nostalgic dish. Correct. Side this isn't on our menu, but it's one that I would like you all to try. I assume it's a rather special dish then. There's no doubt about how delicious it'll be if you're making it at least. What kind of dish is it? Perhaps soup is the best way to describe it. I plan on making enough for you all to enjoy, so please look forward to that. Hehe, how could we not? What is it you need to gather then? There are two types of ingredients I'd like to ask you to gather for me. The first is globy fat. It can be collected from monsters on the highway. I need 5 of those. The other is an herb used by the Septian Church to synthesize medicine called healing herb. So 5 piles of globy fat and a healing herb. Where do we get the herb from them then? You will want to speak to Sister Fatiana at Heart Cathedral. I'm sure she'll be willing to part with one. Just tell her I sent you. Alright, that sounds easy enough. Shall we start on the task at hand? Yeah, let's head to the cathedral first. Roger. Oke, questnya diterima. Ya udah teman-teman, mungkin sampai sini dulu aja di part kali ini. Questnya kita lanjutin di part berikutnya. Kalau teman-teman like ya tekan. Kalau teman-teman suka ya tekan tombol like-nya. Kalau nggak suka ya tekan tombol dislike-nya. Dan juga teman-teman bisa mungkin tanya-tanya tentang game dan pengen dibikinin gameplay video apa lagi, tinggal tulis di kolom komentar aja. Dan juga teman-teman jangan lupa dukung aku dengan cara tekan tombol subscribe dan tekan tombol loncengnya yang ada di bawah, biar aku makin semangat buat bikin video baru dan teman-teman gak ketinggalan video dari channel ini. Sampai jumpa di video berikutnya. See you.